Hey there. I'm going to take a look at Champion Brewing Company's Fruitless Double IPA. And I was going to make the joke that this is how I prefer my beer, Fruitless, but it's not entirely true. I don't necessarily drink beers with orange slices in them, but I do like some fruit beers like Hell or High Watermelon. Watermelon Dorado was pretty good this season, and there was another watermelon beer, I can't think of its name, which was good. I think I just like watermelon beers in summer, but who can blame me? Anyway, so that joke isn't good, so don't use it. So this is out of Charlottesville, Virginia, 70 IBUs and 8% alcohol by volume. Thank you, Champion, for putting the IBUs on the can. That's important information I like to have. This is described as a West Coast style double IPA hopped exclusively with the elusive Mosaic hop. Interesting. These single hop beers that are going on right now, I'm actually pretty excited about because I feel like there's a lot of hops out there and they have a wide range of flavors. And I'm trying to pinpoint the ones that I do and don't like. There's a couple out there that are not really my favorites. And so thank you for this single hop beer. So also, I have to keep clicking on this thing because I'm trying to watch this import that's running for something that's broken. So I apologize if I am distracted because I'm totally distracted. Anyway, so Fruitless Double IPA. Double IPAs are great, I think, because they punch some more hop into the beer, so it's not just like this. They punch this malt into the beer, so it's not just this hops hanging out aggressively on the outside. You know, by itself and not backed up by anything. You gotta have some structure there. All right, Aroma. An interesting combination of dried pineapple and then another thing. It's like this funkiness almost. And I can recognize this Mosaic smell. And I just need to get it drilled into my head that that's what this smell is because it's so incredibly distinct. Anyway, it smells like dried pineapple to me. And I like dried pineapple. All right. Color-wise, it's a beautiful gold color, slightly darker gold, and just a little bit hazy. It did pour with the head, most of which is dissipated. Looks like it's not super carbonated, not super bubbly looking, but we'll have to watch that in a second. Here we go. Wow, this beer has like a Pez candy flavor to it, I guess is what I'm tasting. And then I just realized while I was taking that sip and looking randomly in a direction that I have all these bags of Mosaic hops hanging around from a thing that So here I am looking at these bags of Mosaic hops, and I'm drinking a Mosaic hops beer. So how fitting. And now I know a little bit more. Now I can hopefully have cemented this into my head, and I'll know what to do with it. Now I want to go make some beer. All right. Anyway. Up front, this beer has a very square flavor to it. Not necessarily sharp, but big and like you could gnaw on it. Big hop flavor to it. And then it softens into this nice kind of Pez-like candy finish. And then I can taste all this hops. I'm backward tonight. All this malt that comes in after it and kind of supports it with this, yeah, I don't know, malty loveliness. You know about malty loveliness. This is a good beer. It's very interesting. I feel like, and this beer I'm relatively certain is fresh. There's not really a born on date. Well, it looks like it might have had one stamped. I'll have to check the other can that I've got. I feel pretty confident that this is a fresh can of beer that I've received. And IPAs are beers that should be consumed fresh. They're not really a cellarable, wait around 6 months kind of, or a year even, kind of beer. They're really best served fresh. And I think the flavor of Mosaic in this beer is a really, really, really good example of why you should drink IPAs fresh. I think that it has the propensity to get funky, and in a way that's not enjoyable, at least not enjoyable to my palate, easily. Like, it can go funky quick. So yeah, drink your IPAs fresh, especially if they're Mosaic, I think. And I'm sure that there are other hop examples where that's particularly important, but very well illustrated here. It's almost that, like, dirty sock, sweaty sock, gym sock flavor. Almost, because you would think that that flavor is unappealing, but this beer doesn't taste unappealing. It's just, like, it just gets funky a little bit, and then it turns into this kind of fresh pezzy, like I said, pezzy, almost sour, sweet candy flavor. So interesting. Anyway, so there we go on this long discussion by myself about Mosaic hops. But in the meanwhile, Fruitless is a good beer. If you're an IPA lover, I think you'll like this a lot. I feel like the people who are a little bit of hop wimps, like myself, this might be a little on the too hoppy side. And I feel like, I think that a standard IPA is up to 80 IBUs. It could be 70 IBUs, so maybe we're right on the threshold. All right. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying because I was going to look something up and got distracted by a notification on my phone. Story of my life. Oh, right. Double IPAs have some amount of alcohol. Where is that? Bloop, bloop. Okay. Double IPA. So double IPAs standard are between 60 and 120. And then an American IPA is 40 to 70. Yeah, so this beer is, just the bottom of a double, but right at the top of a single. And I feel like I don't think it's an IBU range cutoff necessarily, but maybe, I suppose, because it all comes down to chemicals and what I like. But it's a little intense, and more toward the IPA style. That being said, it was touted as a West Coast style double IPA, and West Coast beers, they're very hop aggressive, usually danky, really trying to pack as much hop flavor in there as possible. And I think in that respect that this beer has succeeded. So like I said, for the IPA wimps or hop wimps of the world, IPA wimps of the world, such as myself, it's intense, but not undrinkable. Anyway, so there you have it, and all my babbling that goes with it. Fruitless IPA by Champion Brewing Company, 70 IBUs, and 8% alcohol by volume. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.